Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the inaugural edition of Cooking in the Kitchen with Joe. And we're going to cook an egg frittata this morning. First, there are a few basics. You should have an apron on, unless you definitely won't be messy. And then, certainly, if you have long hair, you want to put that up and back because you don't want food or hair in your food. And then, wash your hands. Gotta wash your hands good. You don't want to accidentally infect somebody with touching something. You never know what's going to happen. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. First we got to turn our pan on. And so here I'm using this tiny pan. And I have a flat top stove type deal. Anyway, we're going to let the pan heat up. Meanwhile, we have a little bit of butter aside. Now, some people may not like to use butter, and that's fine. You can use any, kind of lubricant of your choice, I guess. The most important part is to make sure that when you throw your eggs in and stuff, that don't stick to the bottom of the pan, and then it's impossible to get off, and then your omelet turn into some kind of scrambled mess that you don't want to have happen. Bring us back here. So here I have eggs that I went ahead and whisked, and I put just a tiny bit of Greek yogurt in there instead of milk or water, just because I think I like the way the Greek yogurt works in eggs. But I put eight eggs in here. I also have chopped parsley, and I have chopped onions, and I also have roasted tomatoes that I did a little while ago in preparation for this, and then a little bit of sprinkled cheese. And so this is going to make a really fantastic, easy frittata that, if you do it just the right way, will come out perfectly, where you can slide it out of the pan onto the plate and eat it, and it's amazing. And it's certainly enough for one person. For some people, it might actually even be too much. It's almost like a personal pan pizza, actually, if you think about it. So first thing that we're going to do here is we are going to adjust my camera angle there so you can see what I'm doing further. And so we're waiting for the pan to heat up here. Always got to make sure your pan's clean. So just do that and make sure there's nothing in there. All right. And here in about a minute or so, we'll be ready to put our butter in and melt. And then we'll throw our eggs in first. I'll show you exactly how to layer it, or at least the way that I do it anyway. Uh-oh. Where did I put my salt and pepper? Did them kids take it? I bet you they probably did. Oh, no, here they are. I hid them myself. Anyway, salt and pepper. Those are essential. Alright, so we're going to take our butter here. Just put just a little bit, just a tablespoon is all you need. So about that much should be good. So even that's a lot, actually. And yeah, probably half that. Just to get the pan really good and coated, so that your eggs don't stick. That's one of the things I hate so much when I do these. Like, if I don't have it right, and then my eggs stick, and then I have to scrape to get to. Okay, so I didn't even use the whole thing. I just used 2/3 of it. Okay. But now I have a really well-coated, heated pan, and I can slide around, right? Stick that back on there for a minute. And then we're gonna put eggs in. We'll give it just a minute. In the meantime, I hope everybody's doing well. I know it's probably been an interesting time for a lot of people. It certainly has for me. Talking to all kinds of different people from all kinds of places all over the world and stuff, and everybody's got stuff going on or whatever, but it's a new year and we could do stuff different, right? And thank the Lord that we're still here to be able to breathe and talk and think and like have the capacity to complain about stuff. And so with the capacity to complain about stuff, we now have the opportunity to do something different. And I think most of us are on that track, I think, for this 2025. All right, so I think my pan is warm enough. Now, in this case, I'm only making one serving just for demonstration purposes. I made a whole batch to do for the family. But in this case, you're going to take 1 cup of your egg mixture. And so I got a cup here, or a half cup, I should say. And another half cup, right? And so then I'm gonna do my pepper first, and then just a little bit of salt, just a light sprinkle. And then we're gonna throw in the onions. And then we're gonna, we're going to throw in some of the roasted tomatoes on top. And it's important to, well, depending on who you are, if you're me, you want to space it out so it looks like it's evenly distributed, right? You don't want like one clump of tomatoes here or there. You want it to kind of to be all evenly distributed. I don't have to make any tomatoes. Anyway. And then next we're going to throw in our chopped parsley. And people say, parsley, ew, that's a garnish on the dish. No, it's not. It's actually a very nutritional herb that you should consume regularly unless you have some kind of allergy or something to it. I'm going to put that in. It's like a makeshift spinach. More concentrated spinach. In my case, I can't eat spinach because I have an allergy to it, but parsley helped do the job. Certainly, just even having the green in there, like so many benefits. And then, if you're a person that likes cheese, then you can take your cheese and put it in your cup. Take a little measuring cup, scoop some out. And then sprinkle it on as evenly as you possibly can. That's all you need. You don't need a whole lot. Maybe a little extra pepper. Probably don't need any extra salt. But you know, I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you how much salt you can or cannot have. I can tell you that you can have all the pepper in the world unless you have a medication that doesn't do well with it. And so if you look here, you can see like it's kind of set, right? And so we're going to give that a minute to cook. And we're going to go ahead and stick a lid on the pot. We're going to give it just a minute and let that set further. And then we're going to cut the heat off and let it sit for like 5 minutes. And I promise you it's going to be so awesome. But it just takes time. And we got time. If we got time to go pick up Starbucks and we got time to complain to our friends about this or that, we also have time to cook ourselves a nutritious meal. It's just a matter of where you decide to shift your time. And today, we're doing it because it's a snow day. Snow days are awesome. I think snow days are kind of like a chance to step back and say, whoa, hold on a second. All right, what's really important today? Okay, so it's snowing, can't work, stuck in my house. Do I have my family? Do I have the food provisions that I need? Or do I have a means to get them if I don't have them? How's my health doing? Let me take a deep breath and relax, because there's no deadlines, because everybody else is on snow day, right? So snow days are good things. They can really help us get back to the basics of functioning as a wonderful human being, that which we were created to be, I'll say. Okay, so here in the pan, as you can see, sorry, I don't have a camera guy, but the egg has set. You hear it sizzling. The cheese is starting to melt, so we're gonna let that cook for just another couple of minutes. And I promise you, it's gonna slide right out onto your plate. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the heat off, and because the specific stove that I use carry heat for a while, it'll be fine. It's gonna cook up and it's gonna slide right out on the plate and be absolutely al dente, perfecto. This time of year is something else, I gotta tell you. It really is. A lot of times, well, for a lot of people, I should say, this time of year, very difficult, challenging. Lots of growth, lots of loss and then growth, and so on and so forth. And a lot of people have a hard time handling that, and I hope that you know that you're not alone. I'm right there with you. On the one hand, I love this time of year. On the other hand, I'm like, can it be June again, please? I don't like the weather. I don't like the attitudes that people come out with or whatever, but it's just, it is the way that it is. Not a whole lot you can do about it. I think this is just about ready. Oh yeah, that's right. All right, hot tamales, hot off the presses. Watch this. I should have had my plate ready already, but I forgot about that part because I forget stuff sometimes. But nevertheless, I got my silicone spatula here, and I got my pan here, and so here's the plate. Oh, I don't even need the spatula. It's gonna fall right out. Whoop. And you have yourself a perfect gluten-free, low-carb egg frittata that absolutely should be plenty for you to eat. And it's going to be so perfect. I wish you could be here with me right now when I cut this open. Oh my God. See? It's perfect. And I know there are some people out there that, what about the bacon and the ham and the... You can add anything you want to this, but the basic recipe is you take some eggs, you scramble them, you put them in the pan, you layer your toppings, you put a lid on it, and then it cooks and it comes out perfect. Let's see how I did. I'm my own worst critic. delicious. On that note, I'm gonna leave you to it. If you have specific questions about this recipe, let me know. I'll answer them. But I'm gonna eat this before my children wake up and be like, "Where's mine?" Because I'm gonna have to do 2 more of them. On any note, thanks for paying attention. Hope you enjoyed this content, and catch me at my website, healthcoachingwithjj.com, for more blog posts and stuff. You can follow me on Facebook. We'll see you later. Coach JJ out.